The big bad deciding game 3. EHOME versus Tongfu. Woo! And we're back for our deciding game number 3. It's EHOME taking on Tongfu. As you can see from the standings here, the winner of this match will not move on. They get nothing except not being the last place team in the group. And well, with that said, the draft is underway. Let's go ahead and hop on into it. We've got EHOME on the dire side, Tongfu, the Radiant. The teams took their sweet old time getting into this deciding game 3, and they're going to take their sweet old time getting through it, potentially. Tell me that's a support Naga, please, for the love of God. Oh, man. I don't know. Generally, the carry Nagas do go mid. She can tri-lane, take the safe lane farm. Shadowfiend and Naga don't work particularly well together as cores. They both kind of vacuum up farm around the map, and both farm jungle stacks extremely well, so
10 seconds remaining.
I'm thinking Tongfu may even plan on running a support Naga. In theory, Song can be a really good counter to the Bat Lasso. He blinks in, tries to go for the lasso, you just Song, reset the fight, and then look to turn it around. But the one issue is just, of course, Song has a very long cooldown at the early levels. Support Nagas tend not to get a whole lot of farm, which or experience as well, so which would then mean that there will be fights where there's no Song available and Lasso is ready. So, I don't know. I guess they could run these as their two cores for the sake of your sanity. I guess most of you probably are hoping that's not the case. Let's see. What do EHOME want after this Bat Rider pick? The Venge banned out. Probably just some other support, like a Lion's a decent option here. Maybe a Skywrath Mage. Could go for a slightly more strong ganking support in the laning stage, like the Earthshaker is a possibility. They did ban out the Sniper, though, so that will allow the Shadowfiend to have an easier time mid, most likely. Yeah, I'm guessing like Earthshaker, Lion, or Ancient Apparition. One of those three. They all go pretty well with the Bat Rider. Yeah, it'll be the Lion. EHOME gonna ban out the Slark now. So he is a pretty good laning stage counter to the Bat Rider. Actually, pretty good at all stages of the game. You can Dark Pact off everything from the Bat. The Napalm, the Lasso. It's very irritating. They then remove the Viper from the pool. What are they planning on running here that Viper is really good against? Well, Bristleback now removed by Tongfu. So they have some good burst damage here. The big hero that's in the pool right now that EHOME might consider is the Silencer. We've seen quite a bit of Silencer play lately. He seems to be really popular in China. Goes very well with Bat. Normally he's been a phase 2 ban if teams are at all afraid of it. But this time around he does slip through. Maybe Tongfu have forgotten about him, but I would bet that EHOME have not.
10 seconds remaining.
As for Tongfu, I think this will be a support Naga. It looks like EHOME feel the same way. If it was a core Naga, there is no way they're running a Slark as well. So EHOME are banking on the support Naga, and I think they're correct in that. The Visage will be the choice for Tongfu. Maybe maybe it is a carry Naga. Maybe it's a farming Visage. These two as supports together, it's a little greedy. They both need their levels. They both need a decent amount of farm, especially the Visage. Drow is probably the carry, though. I'm thinking that's what Tongfu are going to want now. Maybe a Lycan as an alternative. But Drow could go really nicely with this Visage Shadowfiend duo. You know, do have the Bat Rider, a decent initiator, but there's a lot of heroes you have to jump, and I think that's where they still may want to go for the Silencer pick, just so they can get it nice and close, quickly find a kill, and jump out before any Song of the Siren is deployed. Okay, they'll go for the Ancient Apparition. This is as I mentioned earlier, this was also a possible second pick for them. And there's your Drow for Tongfu. Well,
Dire team
calling these picks, boys. Calling them all. Yeah, it's going to be a very strong pushing lineup now for Tongfu. The Shadow Fiend may well go for that mech rush. I think that's a likely choice for U9 here. And with that, an early Visage Eggs and a Drow Ranger level 11, man, you push hard. But because of the Ancient Apparition and the Bat Rider, it's a little scary to push into EHOME. Now, still want a little
10
more
seconds remaining.
mobility, I think, here. Let's see, they ran the carry Morphling. He doesn't do that well
5
against
seconds
push strategies. I
remaining.
think you want someone who could fight more early on. So then you're looking at... Ember would have been
Reserve
nice, but he's
time.
banned. What else would be nice here?
Templar Assassin.
TA's
Radiant
decent.
team pick.
Obviously, we'll have a good laning stage against Shadow Fiend to some extent, but Shadow Fiend's going to have Drow Aura, so it's not that easy of a lane once the Shadow Fiend is the Drow Aura. Although, to be fair, but we saw this matchup, the other side of it. Inflame will get a shot at Vengeance here. He died at, like, barely level 2. Like, in the second creep wave, he died to the enemy TA as Shadow Fiend. That doesn't normally happen. There was no runes. He just tanked too many Side Blade shots and then ended up getting towered off and killed off. So, I'm going to see a role reversal here. They're really built around the single target pick-off now for EHOME, though. Their only real way to stop the push is to just jump and blow up heroes quickly. Right now, Tongfu, that much stronger 5-man draft. Now looking for an offlaner for Tongfu. I wouldn't mind, like, I guess it's got to be a fairly item-independent offlaner since you're running the Visage and Naga
10
supports.
seconds
Maybe,
remaining.
like, a Clockwork. Clockwork doesn't go that well with their
5
supports, though,
seconds
so...
remaining. Dire team
Alternatively, there's Centaur. I think Centaur's still really good here for Tongfu. It's great when you're running the Drow. Something that EHOME would maybe even consider. Ah, Phoenix. Okay.
Radiant
That is one of the few ranged offlaners, but we're going to get none of the above. We get the Invoker for Tongfu. Huh? I guess maybe an aggressive tri-lane Drow? Offlane Invoker? Dual lanes? Can they dual lane? Drow Naga, Visage Invoker. Maybe it's dual lanes. Drow Naga, Visage Invoker. I think that's one option. What are they gonna? They're gonna be against an H Apparition Lion +1. That's not really
10
great.
seconds remaining.
I don't know. This is kind of an awkward lineup to predict how the lanes are
5
gonna go for
seconds
Tongfu, but
remaining.
we'll see what they want to do. EHOME now, they'll be needing their final core here. It will probably be that ZYF hero, their
Time.
safe lane farmer.
10
We saw his
seconds
Juggernaut,
remaining.
but they go for the Lifestealer. It's a bit of an experimental draft for both teams. To be fair, they're both eliminated, so this is just kind of testing and preparing for future tournaments at this point more than anything else. Let's see. Who's playing what? Zex Bingo Invoker. Okay, so it looks like it is the offlane Invoker. Probably. I guess... Can he solo the offlane? Not really. Lion H Apparition Lifestealer. If they ever get him with a Hex, he's probably dead. It seems like they wanted a ranged hero just because they're running Drow. But is that...
10 seconds remaining.
At the same time, it's Invoker. This hero needs a lot of levels, a lot of farm.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm still wondering if they're considering like throwing just a tri-lane top and try to man fight. Let's see. Boots first. No tally. Okay. No. Oh, he's like, oh wait, I'm going offlane. Okay. No tally. Boots first. Yeah. Okay. So it will be offlane Invoker. Alright. Questions are been answered. It's Zex Bingo going offlane as your Invoker for Tongfu. It'll be U9 going mid as the Shadow Fiend. He got the upper hand versus Mr. Inflame earlier. Going to be trying for it again here. LPC will be your Naga Siren. Sig Q on the Drow and King J on the Visage. As for EHO, you've got Lanham on the Lion. RTK, the Bat Rider. Please no lasso creeps. Inflame, the TA. The DDC, the Ancient Apparition. And that will leave ZYF on the Lifestealer. You know, the Lifestealer does fit their draft well. It's just very surprising considering that
30
this hero
seconds.
just does not see much play right now. I'm curious. What is his win rate right now? in this patch. It's probably decent because he's picked so rarely, but I imagine it's still not great. Lifestealer. No, okay, it's terrible. He's 3 and 10. Lifestealer has a 23% win rate. Now that is a very small sample size, but my god, that is awful. And considering how rarely he's picked, he's pretty much always a 5th pick, so he's a very situational pick. Teams are not counter-picking him, and he still has a 23% win rate. Oh, god. It'll be a 1-for-1 bounty rune here. Shadow Fiend will pretty much have a bottle right away. Inflame also rushing the bottle. LPC going to block the wave for the Shadow Fiend. So U9 should have a bit of an easier time here than what we saw from the other side in Flame. And it will end up being that All-Flame Invoker. No ward planted yet. Lanham's going to be able to spot him out. Starts auto-attacking him. And now they know he's got a ward in his inventory. He is not going to be allowed to plant this anywhere off in the woods. At least not easily. So they run the All-Flame Batrider. They can just stack the jungle from RTK. We'll struggle in this lane, though. This is a dual lane with a dual range lane with the Drow. You are not going to have a good time here. And now they actually bring the Naga top, so it will be the dual lane set, which I initially was wondering about. It's a pretty good dual lane. The Naga net is really nice to have against Lifestealer. I imagine we're going to see that at level 2. As a support Naga, your illusions don't really bring a whole lot to the table. So they should win their safe lane. The mid lane, Shadow Fiend doing very well, as you would expect. He's got the Drow aura. You can use the raises to just CS the first few waves, and Inflame not able to find that early kill. RTK trying to dive here, not yet level 2. Gets a lot of harass onto King J. Needs to find his magic stick as soon as possible. But they did ward off the... Or rather, I guess they dewarded the camp? Oh, I guess they thought EHOME had a ward in the area, but Lanham now going to take a Riptide. Oh, they actually did deward him. I didn't see him plant it, but yeah, he had a ward in his inventory before, so... Okay, nice deward there for Tongfu. They're now going to duke it out with Inflame. There's a level 1 Naga. There's no ensnare just yet, but they're able to force Inflame back. Burning through the Refraction. The 2-minute rune goes to the Shadow Fiend. They could try and secure this bounty rune bottom and make this TA really sad, but... Man, Inflame just cannot have a good laning stage. It's been a rough couple of days for him. Rough week or so. This Lanham will make his move in. This could be your first blood. Chilling Touch comes out. No Impale just yet. Want to make sure he connects on it, and yep, Zex Bingo down for the count. Chucks out a Cold Snap, doesn't get a whole lot done. In the meantime, bottom, RTK diving. They're going to connect across the board. Getting 2 kills around the map. He might need to spend his gold now. The Drow Ranger did not opt for the level 2 Frost Arrows. Leveling up the Precision Aura first. I'd say more often than not, we see the Frost Arrows max by level 7. A little bit less common, I guess, with the Visage, because he benefits hugely from the Aura, but still... If you have the level 2 Frost Arrows there, I'm pretty sure you get that kill. At the very least, it's a lot closer. But suddenly Tranquil Boots out, and, you know, the regen's okay, but this game, the armor is just so big for RTK. Up against mass physical damage, that early +4 armor going to make a huge difference in this lane, and it'll be very tough to kill him from here. Also slows down the Visage. Checking the Dire Jungle, they have started stacking now for the Bat Rider, so he'll have a really fast blink if he keeps this up. RTK in great shape at 3.5 minutes. U9 taking quite a pounding here mid, but with the Illusion Rune, you basically don't have Refraction, so you really can't go in if you're TA. Those illusions will very quickly tick it down. It's now Bounty Rune secure top. Good movement by Tongfu. They're prioritizing these runes a lot, and against the TA, that really hurts her in the 1v1 matchup versus Shadow Fiend. It's not really a 1v1 at this point. TK getting pursued out a bit bottom. It's hit level 4, pretty much at this point, just wants to get like around that level 5 mark. And then we may even see them just give the lane to the Ancient Apparition, have him just soak up some experience, and let the Bat Rider go farm up the Blink Dagger. I gotta say, though, this Drought Shadow Fiend combo, it is working out beautifully mid lane. TA is now down 9 last hits, 2 deny. Shadow Fiend level 6 at 4 minutes 45 seconds. Gonna start farming up the stacks now. We'll go for the quick double stack here. And then probably clear it a little bit later on once he gets to level 3 raises. Maybe even just give Naga mid and just start jungling with the Shadow Fiend. We'll see. As RTK gets pursued, Frost Arrow's coming out. Let's continue to level up the Precision Aura first. They do buy sentries, though. This is why the Naga comes mid. They want to make sure these traps are removed, so Inflame doesn't have kill potential. Without the traps, you're probably not able to dive the Shadow Fiend. In fact, he may go down here. Raises are available. 1 raise, 2 raise, and 3 raise. Got him. Nicely done by U9. Let him rotate it in, but again, Inflame gives up a kill. Not 1v1 this time, but just an early kill in the mid position. It's been a combination of misplays from him as well as just pressure from Tongfu, but that time around just gets punished. He saw the sentry get dropped. Maybe thought he'd have a little more backup, and now U9's going to use this to steal the Batrider stacks. Oh, this is devastating. They lose it all. The Batrider too late to come. Oh, that's such a big loss. They need this kill. U9, though, may turn and even find some kills of his own. Lanham goes in with the stun onto Zex Bingo. Tries to TP out. There's your raises. Already used the long-range raise. Now he's going to walk in. He's committing for it. He whiffs. He whiffs that second raise. Gets it with the auto-text. May die, though. This is not hugely worth it. If he dies, and it looks like he will. Haste turns top, but will not get to it in time.
Here you die.
A little risky from the Shadow Fiend. He could have tried to run around top and just back off. Maybe grab that haster in the other direction or even just run away, but they still steal the Batrider stacks. This is going to slow down RTK quite a bit, and now that the Drow Rangers hit level 6, he won't have such an easy time just sitting in the lane, chilling, trying to get his experience. So, if you don't have stacks, just farm the enemy ones. That's the game plan here for RTK. They bring in the Naga once more onto mid. Oh. Sorry about that. Missed a kill top. Looks like they went in on the with the Lifestealer. Able to kill the Alphalate Invoker. You know, all things considered, the Alphalate Invoker experiment not working so great. He's level 4 at 7 minutes. That is not what you're looking for. So I think, as much as it sucks for RTK, his stacks were stolen, let's be real here. This Invoker is going to take a while to come online. He may even have to go for like a catch-up Midas just purely for the experience. Which is not ideal by any means. This is the time of the game where now there's a haste turn bottle up by the TA. LPC may need to just constantly be ready to rotate mid. The Shadow Fiend now in danger. If that haste turn is popped, very likely dies as they go instead onto RTK. Bottom lane, get the quick kill there. I do want to point out they're not showing the Shadow Fiend mid while they go for that kill. If you show him mid, then Inflame probably... He sees the net gets tossed out, and he may look for a tower dive. But instead, they're going to jungle the Shadow Fiend, give the mid lane for now to the Invoker. Try to pressure bottom, they will get the tower. It's a very even game, all things considered. Lifestealer did go for Midas now. Completes it with the Phase Boots. And this is a game with a Batrider and a TA with a Lifestealer. So they have multiple vehicles to enter and try and jump into the fights. So see LPC on the run, and the tower dive comes out now. TA takes a tornado. There is still a Ghost Walk available. Needs to use it. And he will. Now Inflame taking a Requiem on the way out. Stops to drop off a trap. There are raises. 1, 2. Goodbye, Inflame. Again. He goes down mid. It's kind of space created since he forces 3 heroes mid, but you're a solo mid TA. You can't die. Even if it's 2-3 heroes, they're still getting a lot of experience out of that. Not worth. I was so impressed by Inflame when they were playing with the roster with Mushi and the DHC qualifiers, but I don't know what it is. It just does not seem to be working for him on the new EHOME roster. I don't know if he's uncomfortable, if the team's fighting a lot, if someone's raging at him, maybe he's, you know, injured, has a wrist problem. What? I'm just blindly speculating, but I just can't stress enough how good this guy looked like 2 months ago. And it has only been a week, but it's been a week of a lot of really unfortunate events for him. Still, they're dire side. He is a TA. They may be able to try and sneak a Roche in here, and they are going to make their first move with a Batrider bomb. It's the Lion bomb. Lana moving in. Worming his way through the tree lines. And he found him! Gets off the Hex on the KJ. And we'll bring him down. Very quick kill. They do have an Impale, but can't get in range of the Drow for the follow-up. Already the Spirit Braum is ready to go, though. Our Shadow Fiend has picked up his Yules. 10-minute Yules. 63 CS. 3-1. Total free farm. And I like this from Zexbigo. He is going to go for the Midas, it appears. Gets the Gloves of Haste. As meanwhile, top lane trap has been sprung. Gonna dive DDC. Trucks out the Ice Blast. And to little avail. Maybe gets the LPC kill here. Tower. Oh, Song. Tower. Fail Song. He hesitates a little bit there, and looks like he would have gone down anyway. Could have mirror imaged as well, I believe. No, he doesn't have a point in it yet. Never mind. If he had mirror image, maybe he could have just mirror imaged and dodged one of those tower shots and potentially survived. Not the case though. I'll give up another kill. 6-7 your score. A very even game number 3. And they're gonna jump around to the top lane now. Onto Xingqiu. He is in no man's land. Yeah, you're not running. Bam! Just gets blasted by the Ancient Apparition. Kind of musical lanes from Tongfu. The Shadow Fiend's been jungling, they gave mid to Invoker, then like, okay, Drow can offlane. Not actually the case. They really need a +1 for wherever these... Whoever's in that offlane just needs help. Shadow Fiend might even be the better hero to throw there with the Yule Scepter now. They have a ward here up the cliff. They do see the Batrider RTK. No Blink Dagger yet, though. Just a bit short. Only 2180 gold in the bank now as EHOME try to hold on to their tower, but they do it without the Ice Blast, without the Batrider Blink, and they won't be able to hold on to it. U9 getting the last hit now, up to 1200 gold. Very fat Shadow Fiend with a Drow backing him up. He is going to be out of control. In good news, though, at least the Visage is not farming. If you're EHOME, honestly, you'd probably rather see a farm Drow than a farm Visage. They won't be thrilled about the way this game's gone, but they will be reasonably pleased that it's not out of control. They do get their Blink Dagger. They have the Lifestealer bombs online. Ice Blast is ready. TA looks like Inflame going to build towards the drums, but it's already time for Tongfu to begin pushing. Now, the question is, if they just jump in as 5, can they take Tongfu 5v5? I think so. Shadow Fiend with the Yules build, it doesn't offer you as much for like these 5v5 clashes as, say, a mech or a BKB would. It's not a particularly easy tower hold. There is no Son either, though. The Glyph will get popped, and they're going to make their move now. EHOME going to clear out some illusions that were scouting. Now swinging around. They've got the Batrider bomb. They want to go on U9 here to start off the fight. They will. They pull him back in towards the TA. Great reactions there by the Gust, though, as they're able to push quite a few heroes back. Keep U9 alive. He will end up going down, though. Gets nothing off. They also backstep the Drow, the Finger of Death, and now the chase goes on to King J. Really good tower hold here, and it's going to get even better as they'll bring down the bird as well. That's 3 down. That's suddenly a completed armlet up for your Lifestealer. Big swing of momentum there. 2,000 gold into EHOME's pockets. 2,700 experience. TA drums are ready, or maybe even skips them. Goes for the Blink of the Yasha, but Flame has that next item now, and everybody powering up after that fight. It's a very unconventional set of picks from EHOME, especially with the Lifestealer, but you know, Lifestealer is a pretty good hero against Drow. Just walk in with Rage, you can Infest Bomb in, and once you jump onto the Drow, there is no running away. With the open wounds, as well as the phase boots, it's just very difficult to escape. They also have TA traps to chase, and of course, when you Rage, you can't be Frost Arrowed, so it seems like it's turning out to be a pretty decent Lifestealer game, all things considered. Still, later on this game, he may struggle to have that same impact. He is up against the Naga Siren. They do have a lot of physical damage, which is one of the ways to deal with Lifestealer is, oh, cool, you're magic immune. Well, we're just going to right-click you. And once Shadow Fiend gets a BKB, he can kind of stand his ground a bit better. It's going to come down more than anything to the Batrider initiations. If RTK finds those excellent Blink Lassos to start the fight, then EHOME will likely be able to take the fights. If not, if Tongfu or Song, if they can Song to reset, if they can Yule's dodge when he comes in on the Shadow Fiend, get off a good Tornado, anything along these lines, just allow them to change how the fight begins, then they're likely to be okay. Five-hero smoke. Excellent Roche lineup. Tongfu walking right into the pit. They got the minus armor. They got their familiars. They start painting. Not wanting to go just yet. Dropping the sentry on the high ground. LPC. Still smoked. He's standing directly on top of a TA trap. Oh, though there's a trap in the pit now. Just got planted down by the TAs. The Ice Blast comes in. Oh, that hits on 4. Impale on 2. Now the Song. I don't know if they want to commit to this. They're going to try for it, but RTK comes in. They get 2 kills in the pit. They get the Roche last hit. They grab the Aegis as well. EHOME getting everything they could ever hope for and more. But, well, they whiff on the Flame Break. Small consolation for Tongfu. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Very risky, Roshan. You're up against Batrider. They saw the trap get dropped in the pit. They did not actually ward. That to me is the biggest issue there. Like, they didn't drop the hill ward. They didn't have a ward up here. So they didn't really have an idea of how close EHOME were to the pit. And because of it, EHOME just able to walk right in. To make matters worse, Song got used there. So now they have no reset button for a while. And, well, Inflame going to go straight into the Desolator on his TA. Going for heavy damage here. Game just got a lot more difficult for Tongfu. No Aghanims in sight for King J. Song on cooldown for 2 minutes now. The Midas on the Invoker is not really paid off. The Drow Rangers very easily dealt with and caught out. Their big hero is the Shadow Fiend, but U9 has been preyed upon these last few fights, getting focused, ends up dying 3 times after that 3-0-1 start. And it's not going to get any easier. There's more vehicles for the Lifestealer now. Lanham, the alternate, slightly uglier way to move around. Oh, that's a freebie. Blink, Hex, and you're dead. Finger. Excellent ganks. EHOME getting everything they want. They will lose Lanham, but oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe yes. Tries for the life drain, but it ain't gonna happen. Or the mana drain, rather. Positioning right now for EHOME. At this point, you have your Deso. Goals are to get some aggressive wards up. You can already see the pins come out for Tongfu. They're worried that this hill got warded. It's a pretty natural assumption. If you die over at this camp, then most likely they have a hill ward. In this case, though, he just used the little spot here where you get vision down the cliff. So, not actually the case. Oh, well, King J's in trouble. Blinking from the Batrider. Wrangle him back in. Another question is if the familiars die now as well. They can't resummon them. They may lose both if Inflame wants to focus them. Yeah, they see there's nobody coming. 1 familiar down and make it a double. That's actually going to end up being about 600 gold going EHOME's way with the 2 familiars, and Tongfu just unable to get anything done. It seems that they're slightly, well, actually very greedy draft, running a Naga Visage support duo and running off-lane Invoker. It's really coming back to haunt them. This Invoker could have been something that offers you more in the fights, the Clockwork, the Centaur. It looked good at the start, but it just took that one good fight with Batman, and now they just keep on fighting him. Ice Blast gonna hit on 2. Xingqiu does not pop his Mask of Madness, so should end up surviving if he just walks away as the EMP comes in. EHOME on the hunt, coming in now from the north. They're attacking from all angles. The Swarm is there. Lanham able to just barely clip the Visage with a full range Impale to bring him down too. Song now wasted. Well, basically wasted. I guess they saved their lives, but they don't get kills with it. Which means EHOME just keep on pushing. More and more vehicles coming out now for the Lifestealer. He's got 3 to work with. The Batrider, the Lion, and soon to be the TA as the 3rd Blink Dagger of the game gets picked up. And at this point, EHOME have full counters to the Drow. Triple Blinks, Batrider, Lifestealer. So many heroes that can just close the gap and instantly blow them up. It's purely for pride and practice, this one, folks. If you're just joining us, both teams are already eliminated from Group A. This is the final match of the group, but it's going to be LGD and IG who move along into Phase 2. But neither team has looked dominant in this series, though EHOME, it seems like they kind of got their act together in this deciding Game 3. Tongfu just... the draft really being punished more than anything. Like, they played the lanes well. Their laning stage was excellent. You could argue... well, the Roche was very risky. For sure. That was a pretty risky Roche. They got punished for it. The fight top, though, that to me is a fight that, like, that's pretty likely to happen. You're up against a Batrider. You know that first fight where he gets a smoke and his Blink Dagger, they're gonna try and find some kills, and you're almost bound to lose a hero or two to that first Batrider movement. I feel like that's part of what you expect when you play against Bad. And unfortunately, they're entirely reliant on the Song to disengage, which... was on cooldown, of course. I got used earlier, so... it is feeling now like Tongfu are just... the weaknesses in their draft are being exploited, and... they need more experience than what the map can provide. They desperately need the Naga level 2 ultimate, so it's got a more reasonable cooldown. ZQ has been caught out repeatedly, kind of left on an island. King J didn't find much farm bottom after getting punished and ganked earlier, and... are trying to ward near their ancients. Need to find all these extra sources of income they can. Batrider with the gem on the move, though. They're going to get eyeballs on him. Familiar. Kind of baiting him in, perhaps. He's going to try to de-ward. Tornado will connect. EMP, but he has the Force Staff. Goodbye. Also about to complete a Yule Scepter in RTK. Very stacked Batrider. This game is feeling very easy for EHOME right now. They have the Gem Batrider, they can fully map control, they have great pick-off potential, Drow's never safe, the heroes aren't getting farmed, King J's gonna feed. Well, I don't know if feed's even a fair word, he's just gonna die. He is food at this point though, that's for sure. Good luck running now! If you're Drow Ranger, you ain't escaping this boy. This is a big, bad, nasty old lifestealer. He's an ugly one. So, first they ward off the enemy H's, then they're just gonna go and farm the one stack that's remaining. That's just salt in the wound, insult to injury. Lanham's just casually throwing out his Earth Spikes on single heroes. They're gonna song for this. They are gonna try and turn it. Lanham has the Blink Dagger. Nope, they stun him, nuke him before he can do anything. Now they'll throw the TA up in the air. Has an Invis rune, has a Blink as well. Batrider comes in flame. Can he make his way out? The net? No, not good enough. Oh no, oh no. They're in trouble now. Lifestealer in the fray. The TA gonna go hard in the paint. They chuck out a Deafening Blast. TP out attempted. In the meanwhile, it looks like King J gonna be the third man down. RTK almost volley. The Familiars can't get the vision. They grab the gem, but now they lose it. As DDC will scoop it back up. The double Familiar takedown. These Familiars are food. That still looks like a great fight for Tongfu, though. 3 for 2, but they come out the victors. 1,800 gold swing, 3,000 experience swing. They get the Lifestealer kill. Well, they won, technically, but unable to hold on to the gem, unable to get that one more kill. It could have been a lot better for them. Not getting the gem means they still can't really leave their base. Just look at Radiant Vision right now. Yeah, this is... They're being blacked out right now. They have no idea what's going on. Anytime they walk out to farm a creep wave, there's that Batrider lasso to worry about, the infest bombs, ice blasts flying around. You feel like you're the fish in the barrel. You can't even see the man holding the gun who's firing down on you, but you know he's up there somewhere, just waiting to unload. Although, as though Inflame needed more damage. He's gonna find a DD rune. He has the trap in the Ancients. I think saw the Drow farming these, but not gonna take that risk. And EHOME flexing their muscles. Time for that 7th inning stretch. The other match we have coming up today, guys, is a more important one. It's going to be Newbie versus DK. Group B is not decided just yet. As Ice Class comes in top, we'll connect on King J. RTK does not want to feed his gem, though. He's going to back off. But yeah, the other match... actually trying to check the standings here while I cast. It's Newbie versus DK. 1-0 Newbie, 0-1 DK. So this will be a pretty important match. If Newbie take that one, they're 2-0. They're in, I think at that point they're pretty much guaranteed to advance. Should they lose it, it means everybody is 1-1 in Group B, and then things get really interesting. The one good thing with the BO3 groups is there's 2 ways to win a series. Either you're 2-0 or you're 2-1. Whereas in BO1 groups, it's always just, you know, obviously the 1-0 win. So there's another way to break ties. I believe it would be the games won or lost first, as opposed to, like, if there's a team that's got 2 matches won, but they have more games lost out in those matches, then they probably lose a tiebreaker. I'm pretty sure that's how it works for Starladder. So I'm not sure if it will come down to actual tiebreak matches, but there will be some interesting scenarios should that match be an upset win for DK. But we'll talk about that later. In the meantime, LPC will song. He's going to find the Lifestealer under his tower. The rest of EHOME resetting very far back from this. Oh, Lifestealer just going to rage and go in. They get the lasso off on U9. Nice BKB, bro. Not good enough. Now the chase comes out. Ice Blast connects on 2. Make it 3. They're cleaning them all up. 4 down. G. Friggin' G. Tongfu get shredded. And it's a nice casual ultra kill to round things out for Inflame. Well, at least he gets a shot in the arm. Pads his stat line after a pretty rough showing the past couple of days. And with this, Tongfu are sliced up and served as Tongfood. And they will finish last place in Group A. So now we know. The group is finalized at this point. We already had our results anyway, but we'll show it now. So EHOME finished 3rd. Tongfu will be 4th. It's not yet updated here, of course. Starladder has to do that on their end. Coming up next, Newbie versus DK, as I was just mentioning, could throw this Group B into chaos. Or it could make things very straightforward. We're going to get answers to that soon. Coming up, I think right about now, I think we're actually behind schedule, so it should start pretty much immediately. 8 minutes. 8 minutes it should start. DK versus Newbie. Coming your way in a jiffy, guys. If you enjoyed the cast, be sure to follow me at LDdota on Twitter. You can also follow at Beyond the Summit just to keep up to date on all your Dota 2 action that we're bringing your way. Not only do we have Starladder right now in the online stage, the Summit 3 will resume very soon. We've got Europe Phase 2 kicking off. 2 teams will qualify for our LAN. And most importantly, and most in the near future, is Major All-Stars. The tournament begins in less than 24 hours. Gods, Winter, as well as Zyori will be bringing you all the action live from Malaysia. So be sure to keep tabs on that. And well, with that said, guys, thank you for watching. We'll be back soon for our second and final best of 3 of the day.